want to organize my kitchen today. When my kitchen's not organized, I can't really think straight because it's like my workspace, my work hub. I am very hungry. What did I do this morning? I did some hot yoga and I did a little bit of weight training, just a little bit. I wasn't in the mood to do too much. It's day 3 of my cycle, so around this time I really start to just feel myself again, start to feel like I'm just, you know, getting my groove back. But day 1 and 2 I don't really have like a crazy appetite, but she's back. She is back today. So much so that I actually went to grab this potato sourdough. I want scrambled eggs with butter, I want smoked salmon. I'll see what else I can grab. I grabbed some avocados this morning. I'll do a little food haul for you in a sec. But first I just need to eat. I need to make breakfast. I'm definitely gonna do a big bowl of greens today. Day 1 of my cycle, I have pretty much 0 motivation to cook. But day 3, I'm on it. That's why I'm gonna, do my bowl of greens this morning, along with everything else that I fancy cooking. Fancy chard and I fancy some kale. So I've got my steaming trays, just gonna fill the bottom pot up with some water. I cannot tell you how much I love my Core Reverse Osmosis water drop filter. It is a permanent fixture in my kitchen. Knowing that from a press of a button, I can have clean filtered water. It speeds up my cooking process, saves me so much from buying bottled water. This for sure has everyday use in my kitchen, from making tea, from steeping my herbs, from steaming my greens to pressure cooking my vegetables. This Core Reverse Osmosis has been an absolute game changer. You can select the temperature of water you want, so perfect for drinking water. I absolutely love the water measurement feature too. I can just measure out how much water I want. It just makes things so much easier. The Core Reverse Osmosis water drop filter just gives me peace of mind, knowing that I have clean drinking water, clean water to cook with, and just taking into consideration that it's reducing impurities such as TDS, PFOSs, chlorine, plus so many more. If you'd like to learn more about the Core Reverse Osmosis water drop filter, be sure to click the link in my description. A massive thank you to Water Drop for sponsoring today's video. Scrambled smoked salmon, sourdough, and I've got my greens, which I drizzled with some olive oil, put on some salt, and then I topped with these pumpkin seeds. Can't find these in the UK, you can only get them in America. I'm on my last few seeds. I'm gonna go sit down, breathe, and enjoy my breakfast, and then I'll show you everything that I grabbed earlier. And we'll have a little kitchen tidy up, reorganization, take things out my cupboard. You can see what's in my cupboard. Okay, was on a little bit of a supermarket hunt this morning. Do you remember Supermarket Sweep with Del Winton? That was actually my favorite show growing up. How sad! I was racing through these aisles and I actually ended up I went to Waitrose, I went to Sainsbury's, and I went to Aldi, just because I needed specific things from each supermarket. So an example is this maple syrup. I love the maple syrup. Well, I love the price. I love the price of the maple syrup from Aldi, $3.69, and it's really good quality. Also love Aldi's pomegranates. I know, randomly just fancied a grapefruit. Grab some avocados and some cherry tomatoes as well. Waitrose is my #1 for good quality olive oil. No other supermarket in the UK is going to compare in terms of just having like a range of good quality olive oils. There are so many to choose from. It also won the Flow Soleil 2024, and I'm sure it won the Flow Soleil 2023 as well. Flow Soleil is like an olive oil award, so it's up there. It's really good. It is a Spanish extra virgin olive oil. It is delicious. It comes in a beautiful bottle, and I think it's really fairly priced considering how expensive olive oils are right now. This bottle's £12. When you see that Flow Soleil award, you know it's a good olive oil. So yeah, I do trust this one right here. Please don't sell it out in Waitrose because I love this olive oil, but I want to put you on at the same time. So I grabbed some cacao nibs, some oats, some chickpeas. I said this year I'm going to stop being lazy and start pressure cooking my own, but here we go. I just bought a jar. I grabbed some sweet potatoes, a few herbs. So I've got some dill and some parsley. I've got some lemons, some ginger, some quinoa, just because I haven't had it for a while and I just really fancied that. Gnocchi, which I just like to keep in my fridge these days for emergency meals. Some bone broth, which I love actually for breakfast. Like I like to make like this breakfast noodle soup bowl, which is really, really good. Got some blueberries, sardines in olive oil. This tin in Waitrose is £1, and yeah, I tasted them the other day. They're actually really good. Some tinned cherry tomatoes. I've got some lentils. I have got some tempeh. I really fancy some steak, so I'll cook this up either today or tomorrow. And I have got some salmon. Organize some things in my kitchen. So I think I'm gonna do my big cupboard, which is, you can't see it, it's not in shot. I just want to take everything out. Sometimes I feel really inspired when I see the ingredients. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even know I had that. I could, like, make a whole meal from that. I'm gonna sort everything out in that cupboard, and I'll probably do my herbs and spices cupboard as well. Just organize things, get everything organized, because I can't function without organization. And then I have got a meeting. Actually, I've got 2 meetings, and I need to do some editing. So kind of like a busy afternoon, and put this away, sort that cupboard out. Let's go. So these 2 shelves, this is where I store most of, you know, the things that I just kind of need to grab and go. This one is specifically like my olive oil shelf. I'm going to show you my olive oil collection in just a minute. It's actually not too bad, but I am still going to take everything out just so I can just kind of get a refresh. This shelf definitely needs doing. This one I rarely touch, to be honest. I've got some random alcohol things, which I don't really drink much alcohol. And then up here, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't see it on the camera, but I've got a little hidden space up here, which is all my baking stuff. And I don't really bake. Yeah, that doesn't really get touched much. But yeah, let's clear this out. Let's see what we've got. Starting with tinned fish. It's 2025. If we don't have a variety of tinned fish in our store cupboards, what are we doing? I feel like sardines are one of those things, you either love them or you don't. But once you love them, you kind of just get it, and they're just a superfood. We've got some mackerel, which only recently actually I kind of got on to tinned mackerel. A couple of tins of anchovies, just because they're always great. I don't know, just to throw in random things. It's still good though. It expires in 2026. And I remember just either using tuna or sardines, but just kind of combining it with whatever kind of sardine or tuna mixture I was making. There was a show a couple of years ago. It was this Aldi show, and they had like a competition. They had like small kind of food businesses who would basically compete for a space in Aldi. It was a Caribbean couple. Their business is called Harrison and Griffiths, and their rum cake, I ordered it a couple of years ago, and then I just remembered it, just really fancied it and ordered it again. But their rum cake is to die for. If you want like a proper, strong, proper, I'm going to say proper again once more, proper rum cake. Yeah, this one is really, really good. This is actually the small, I think it's like the 4-inch one, but oh my God, you just need a little touch. You just need a little touch of this cake in it. Yeah, it hits. I've got some olives, my Kalamata olives, some other random variety. Some beans, so some kidney beans, black beans, more red kidney beans. Every time my mum goes to France, she always brings me back this chestnut spread, and I don't really use it. So Mum, I don't know why, but yeah, it's just a thing that she always brings me back. Some jarred red peppers, which I love to have on hand. Some bouillon, some stock, some, what's it called? Nutritional yeast. And a few tubs of tahini. I know I've got another one here. Always love having a tahini on hand, specifically a light tahini. Got to have Heinz in the building, and I've also got Mr. Organics as well. I've got some olive oil and some vinegar here. So these are some of the olive oils that I currently have. This one is, I'm probably gonna not say it right, but it's Kurubi. It's a French olive oil. This olive oil right here is superb. Repeatedly bought this olive oil for a couple of years now. I like to get it when it's that early harvest time, which is usually like November, December. I did actually do a vlog and I showed this one. Maybe it was like last year, November, around that time. This is the one that I showed you earlier, the one that's won the Flo Soleil Award, I think like a few times in a row. This is another one that I love from Waitrose, slightly pricier, and it's actually almost gone. Probably got like a drop left. Okay, so this one right here, Morgenster olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. This is a South African extra virgin olive oil. Years ago, I went to a random event in New York, and there was a olive oil expert. His name is Nicholas. I'm going to find his @ really interesting guy. This guy's in New York. He has his own line of South African olive oil. That was my first time of hearing about really, really good extra virgin olive oil from South Africa. So again, like the other one, like the Spanish olive oil, this one is very popular with the Flow Soleil Awards. It doesn't have a Flow Soleil sign on it, but I've heard like it does really well. Like it gets really good points every year, and it has consistently since, when did I read, 2012. This extra virgin olive oil is described at having a pleasant bitterness and a peppery finish. I don't love anything more than a peppery olive oil, one that, I don't know, just hits, you know, just hits in every way. That's my type of olive oil. This is an exquisite olive oil that I was about to say I would use for special occasions, but that's a big lie, because I would just use it every day, because every day is a special occasion in my kitchen. So yeah, this is my dry food shelf, which is probably the messiest. I've just got random things like seaweed. I love kelp. Well, I don't love kelp. I love what kelp does to me, or does for me. What other sea vegetables do we have? A little bit of nori, some wakame, and I usually have kombu. I have kombu. I love cooking beans from dried and using a bit of kombu. I've got all my dried beans and pulses and everything, rice, pastas, noodles. Don't actually have any jars to like put things in, so I'm just gonna just arrange everything, just make sure it's neat. What have I got here? Some tacos. You know when you're feeling tired, but you're also feeling like, I've still got the energy to cook. That's where I'm at tonight. I'm going to cook some chicken. I've got some chicken thighs, and I'm gonna do like a miso, honey, soy kind of glaze, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm just gonna chop and cook, you know, just go with the flow. Also got some quinoa. I feel like I've been eating my weight in white basmati rice, so I just feel like a little change. I've got some tender stem that just either gonna steam, or I might cook in the pan with some garlic and a little bit of tamari. We love a simple meal around here. This is fantastic. Oh my god. You know when you make a simple meal and you're like, thank goodness I didn't order anything or get a takeaway or go out. Home cooked food, nothing will ever compare. I don't care what anyone says, nothing will ever compare. Never, ever. There's this warm beetroot drink. I love to have it throughout any phase of my cycle. I just love it when it's cold and it's just like so warming and comforting. But in saying that, I do feel this pull towards beetroot during my menstrual phase. So I'm going to put this beetroot drink together. I shared it on my Instagram stories and got a lot of questions about how often I drink it. It's really not kind of like groundbreaking or anything what I'm about to show you, but I'm sure if you try it you'll appreciate it just as much as I do. I don't actually make it often just because I'm a little bit lazy and pulling my Vitamix out. Let me show you what goes into this warm beetroot drink. It's really good. It's really good. If you saw my last week of Nourishing lunches, I spoke about how I just love to have cooked beetroot on hand. You can get cooked beetroot just kind of vacuum packed. Make sure it's not vacuum packed in vinegar or anything, but you can just get plain vacuum cooked beetroot, which will work just as well if you haven't got any cooked beetroot on hand randomly like I do. I'm going to use some almond milk for this, but you could use any milk of choice. And then we're going to add in some spices, so some cinnamon, sometimes sweeten this beetroot drink throwing a date in. If you're not using a high-speed blender, probably don't throw a date in because it just kind of won't blitz smoothly. Just maybe add a little sweetener at the end. You could use some raw honey or whatever sweetener you enjoy or have on hand. Yeah, I think I might add a little date in today. I'll either add a date in or I'll do a little bit of raw honey at the end. But yeah, sometimes I use dates, sometimes raw honey. I was just about to blend this up and then I remembered there's a very special ingredient that for me it's just not the same without. Some of you probably won't want to add this, but I think it makes it really extra delicious. And that special something is ghee. If you don't want to add ghee, just leave it out completely. If you want an alternative fat, but say you don't do ghee or you don't have ghee, you could definitely add some coconut oil in. That will also give it some just fullness. I just love it. I love ghee. I love ghee. Completely smooth. I'm gonna warm mine up in a little saucepan. You definitely have to use your favorite mug for this. That's really good. That tastes so good. You can throw anything you want in there. I think it's just about having the beetroot as a base. And it has to be cooked beetroot. Raw beetroot, because I didn't mention that, raw beetroot just won't be the same. I know in some health food shops you can get beetroot powder, but I've never ever tried doing this with beetroot powder. There is something really nice about actually using like a whole beetroot, something really earthy and just grounding about that. That's what you need on a cold, London, rainy, miserable day. A warm beetroot elixir.